When we prune, we'll keep nice canes like these ones. This is a nice pencil-sized hard cane. It's kind of barky and red. This is going to be really good for us for our crop next year. We have to worry about the wood ripening as well as the fruit ripening. It's going to be things like this that we keep, and that's where our grapes will come from next year, is off of these nice solid canes. This property is a 10-acre property. We've planted 6 acres. We actually just purchased another 50-acre parcel to start prepping to plant. So we have dry table wines, we do a lot of sparkling wines, we do orange wines, and then we do some vermouths. I describe our wines as being forward and fun. I kind of always wanted to do something agricultural related, but wasn't really into cows. November 2008, saw this property up for sale, and it was a frozen cornfield. And I said, well, if you're gonna do it, let's do it. Everything before we opened, we did ourselves. I didn't have enough money to hire other people to do it, so we cleared, we plowed the fields, then we started planting the vines. We planted 6,500 vines by hand. So this is our Pinot Noir. What I'm doing now is just breaking up the cap. The juice is all underneath, so what happens is the skins and the seeds float to the top because of all the bubbles from fermentation. If the skins dry out, you get acetic bacteria grow on, which basically will turn the wine to vinegar. That's not what we're here to make. When you come to the winery, I think what you can expect is to try some wines that you've never tried before. And you're gonna learn something about wine. Picking the grapes, making the wine, bottling the wine, get to experience the whole process all the way through. You can see the color of the juice coming out of there. That'll darken up even more. We'll leave this for probably another 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll press it and it goes in a barrel after that. I basically grew up as a kid in the country, and I love being outdoors. You know, I planted a couple grapevines in my parents' backyard, and I got a job when I was 18 at a wine rack shop and started learning about wine. I went to school as a sommelier, and then I went to school for viticulture and winemaking, and moved to Prince Edward County in 2000 and started as a vineyard laborer and worked my way up. At 22, I fell into my first opportunity to become the youngest winemaker in Canada, Stouffville, a little winery that was starting up called Willow Springs. I was the winemaker there for 5 years. We're actually bottling a Rosé Pet Nat right now. It's a particularly challenging wine because the sugar has to be perfect. The wine actually finishes fermenting inside the bottle, and we leave all the yeast and the sediment in there, but the reason we do that is because when sugars ferment, they release carbon dioxide, which is where you get the bubbles from, and it kind of preserves the wine in its freshest state. Harvest for us starts beginning of September, and we really don't wrap it up most years until mid-December. We have a pretty wide range of wines available. Our standard portfolio wines is very, very tasty, very good, so we focus on dry wines, and then we go way off the beaten path. I think it was around 2015 I started to explore more natural ways of making wine. The early days were a little bit challenging to convince people to try something that's super hazy and cloudy and full of stuff. These are some apples we picked from a local orchard. For us, it's perfect because the piquette is reusing the skins, and we get to add some natural juice and acidity and some natural sugars into the wine. For somebody starting out in the wine world, don't specialize too early. Learn your craft, get mentors. This goes into one of our more common or more popular red wines called our Alta Red. Alta is my wife's middle name, kind of named it after her. We name most of our special wines after family members. It is a family business because I'm doing this for my family. They were there when I started out. It's an homage to them that I'm doing this. I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to start my own place one day. This is my 25th year in the wine industry. It's been a real adventure pushing my boundaries and my skills as a winemaker. It's really kind of reinvigorated my desire to make all different kinds of wines.